electric vehicle industry leader Tesla is currently in the spotlight again, and not for its latest innovation. Instead, it's in the midst of a complex situation involving the European Union and Chinese electric vehicle subsidies. Tesla finds itself excluded from a major investigation by the European Commission. This investigation by the Commission is looking into subsidies to Chinese EV companies by the Chinese government. Now, why does this matter? Well, Tesla is the biggest exporter of EVs from China to Europe. Here's where things get interesting for Tesla. They want to be part of the investigation. And why? Well, being excluded could mean that Tesla faces duties based on subsidies given to other companies, not Tesla itself. And imagine being penalized for something that you didn't receive. That's Tesla's concern. Hello, everyone. Thanks for checking out this video on cleanearth.io. My name is Mark Weich, and before we continue, I'd really appreciate it if you'd consider hitting that like, and if you haven't already, that subscribe button. Engagement matters, so by doing that, you're really helping us to improve what we do here, as well as grow our platform, and we simply appreciate it. In a surprising move, the European Commission has named 3 Chinese EV automakers as the focus of its investigation. This includes BYD, SAIC, which owns MG, and Geely, which owns Volvo. Now, notably, Tesla has been excluded. Now, this decision is significant because in the first half of 2023, Tesla was responsible for 39% of all EV exports from China to Europe. Now, the market share by comparison is 26.3% for SAIC and 16% for BYD. So back to the question I presented earlier. Why does Tesla want to be part of the investigation? Well, it's about fairness in setting duties. If the European Commission finds that the Chinese government gave subsidies to the named companies, they'll set an average duty for all Chinese EV imports to Europe. This includes Tesla, which wasn't part of the focus. Tesla argues that the EU's usual practice is to focus on export volume for such decisions. However, the Commission says it's also focusing on other factors, like a company's eligibility for subsidies. The implications for the European Commission's approach are significant. Tesla might face challenges if duties are imposed based on other companies' subsidies. Some analysts suggest that this situation could push Tesla to shift more of its production to Europe, possibly creating more jobs there. So the question is whether the European Commission is objectively looking into the issue of Chinese EVs that are imported into the European market. Or is this investigation a larger strategy to have Tesla concentrate more of its production on the European continent? So what's your take on this strategy? In a broader context, the EU's probe reflects concerns about cheap Chinese EVs flooding the market. Now, European automakers have struggled to compete with the Chinese in terms of EV offerings, as well as price. It is also unusual that this investigation was brought on by the European Commission itself rather than in response to complaints from Europe's auto industry. The claim is that global markets are now flooded with cheaper Chinese electric cars, and their price is kept artificially low by huge state subsidies, said European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. And this was in her annual address to the European Commission's Parliament in September. Now, some, however, see her argument as a pitch for her reappointment for a second term as president. Now, this comes amid trade disputes and tariff changes affecting the global EV industry. Now, the Commission will have up to 13 months to assess whether to impose tariffs above the standard 10% EU rate for cars. Now, China's leadership said that it was very concerned and opposed to the investigation's launch, and that the sector's competitive advantage was not due to subsidies. It urged the EU to look at Chinese electric vehicles objectively. However, Germany's auto industry, with key automakers like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Volkswagen rely on China for a large proportion of their sales revenue and has long advocated for keeping the trade doors open. China is likely to retaliate on any tariffs levied on EV imports by applying levies on imports into China from Europe. In September, BMW CEO Oliver Zip said the move toward electrified mobility is a way for Germany and China to expand their relations. His counterpart in Mercedes-Benz, Ola Källenius, said that tariffs and trade barriers with China are not the way forward. We should uphold free trade, in his words. He also expressed that there is a desire to see Germany and China create a deeper relationship. China has placed enormous pressure on the entire auto industry as the world's largest or second largest economy holds sway over the entire EV supply chain. China is still far ahead in battery technology. Now, if other markets want to improve their supply chains and domestic automotive production, they will have no choice, at least in the near term, to rely on China. Now, government actions like implementing tariffs don't actually compensate for the significant technology advantage that China currently holds. So what do you think about Tesla's exclusion from the European Commission probe? Is it fair to apply the same duties to Tesla as other companies? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Now, Tesla's situation in the EU probe is a complex but crucial part of the global EV narrative. It highlights the connection between trade, subsidies, and market dynamics in the transition to electrification. So leave your thoughts and questions on this topic in the comment section below. Thanks for checking out this video, and for more updates like this, be sure to hit the like button, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. See you in the next video soon.